What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode in Adventures in Drunk Fish Keeping. That is tasty. So tonight's video, going over a couple things. One, the first part of this video is the fact that I really want to show you guys these really cool Hydra 26s that I showed the other night. So the cool thing about the Hydra 26s are, one, fully adjustable, like I was telling you guys. Can do all the controls on your phone. You can set them to come on, off, and peak, and fold, and lunar cycle, weather patterns, whatever you want, whenever you want, all through the control. Which, like I said, I am going to do a video on that probably next week because I'm having some issues with my tablet. I may even have to get a new one just to show this off and get all this stuff downloaded on the new one. We'll see, or even a laptop. If you can see, even though my cam works a little shitty, the tank looks great under these lights. As you can see, I kind of got a little ahead of myself and did put my coral and fish in here. That turbine area is just like exploding under these lights. So is the Sedontus and I can never pronounce this coral, so I'm just going to call it the chlamydia coral or the syphilis coral because I just can't think of the name of it. And hell, make up your own stuff, right? Drunk fish keeping. Who cares about proper names of your corals and your invertebrate and vertebrate crowd? Still tasty. A couple things. One, this video is being few thoughts I've had. As you can see, I'm moving along quite nice with the 120, but I do want to offer some advice to the young, new, budding aquarist, fish keeper, drunk fish keeper, someone that keeps a box with water and some form of aquatic animal in it, except seahorse people. You people are weird. You have these tiny little things that don't move. Buy fish, they move, they swim. I'm just kidding, seahorse people, they're awesome too. They're just weird. One of the things I was going to say, salt creep. If you're a freshwater guy, you haven't really dealt with salt creep. If you're a freshwater guy, you have dealt with evaporation. Now, that's another part of this. I don't run hoods on anything. The 54 doesn't have a hood. 120 doesn't have a hood. The Evo does not have a hood. The only thing that has a full lid or hood on it is the Flex because that's where the lights are built into. And I'm not buying a set of lights for a tank that comes with a really nice set of lights to begin with. And it kind of looks good in that tank. I've seen some guys do some hoodless, rimless style Flexes. They look good, but I'm not going to go buy another $100-something light setup on a tank that comes with a nice light setup. For the people who don't run hoods, you're used to evaporation. Depending on where you keep your thermostat in your house, whether it's hot or cold, you deal with more or less evaporation. Right now I live in North Carolina, so the weather is going from 75 to 20 to snow to rain to it'll be tropical weather by the weekend. That is kind of crazy. When you sit there and adjust your thermostat up and down all day, you will have to deal with evaporation more or less. If you're always constantly keeping the heat on, you're going to have a hotter house. It's going to evaporate the water quicker. I don't deal with evaporation as much in the summertime just for the fact that I keep my AC at a decent level and I keep my heat at a fairly low level, probably like 70, 71 in the house. But I don't like keeping my heaters on all the time. Just for the fact I don't want them to blow, so I like them to be set at a certain temperature where I can maintain. So I kind of set my house temperature to keep my tanks from turning into big blocks of ice and or boiling pots of water to come home to cooked fish that I don't want to do because I've already killed one tank. And that's still tasty. For the salt creep, there's a reason why I say the salt creep can be a problem. If you're someone like me who is ridiculously anal about cleaning and scrubbing shit down, you can hear this, and I'm gonna do this. Normal drywall with salt creep on it. I wash these walls down all the time. I take this Fluval Sky, I fill it back, I rinse this thing down constantly, trying not to drop that in the tank because I'm trying to sell that tank and I don't think they want it with a submerged light. And salt creep can be a real problem if you don't clean your shit off because it will start wearing into the components. Like these hiders have been on here for 3 days now, and I'm gonna show you something. Just this. There's already a salt film on those hydras. These stands, excuse me, the little light stands, the holders, they're made of a nice metal. I mean, it's smooth, it feels like it's anodized or coated in some way, but I can pull salty powder off of it already. You got to wipe that shit down, or you'll be buying a lot of replacement fixtures, a lot of replacement items for, lack of a better term, just lazy maintenance. Evaporation's pretty easy to handle if you're into the hobby as much as I am, and I'm constantly playing with my tanks and doing shit with them. I'm topping these tanks off with RO all the time. That's not a problem. My local LFS does a really good job. They actually have 5-gallon jugs that you can go to their store and get either RO or RO salt. I usually would get 10 gallons to 15 gallons of RO salt and about a 5 to 10 gallon mix of just straight RO fresh for top offs and or doing the fluval freshwater. If you got your own osmosis machine, if you're going that deep into the hobby, you know, just you can top your tanks off whenever you want. You can do an auto top off system. I have it set up in the sump down here where I can do an auto top off, and I'll kind of show you guys this if I can find this. But there is an auto top off in there, believe it or not. It's just I haven't set it up because I'm kind of lazy, and well, honestly, kind of cuts to my beer drinking time. Kidding, I'll probably set it up at some point because I'm probably getting tired of topping this damn thing off all the time. And there's a separate chamber in that sump just for freshwater for top off purposes. The reason I say salt creep can be a problem, and I'm going to show you guys something. Here's why salt creep can be a problem. This is the light bar off of my Evo. If you can see in there, it is all sorts of rusted. There's all sorts of junk in there. And if you've ever seen fluval products, they're not cheaply made. They actually put them together fairly well. This cap is bolted on with a gasket layer behind it, and it's silicone. And all these light LED strips are actually silicone as well around the plastic, so it's hard stuff to get in there. But if you don't clean stuff, you get creep, and you're basically talking about liquid salt that then turns to hard salt that then rusts everything metal in its path. That is a refreshing beverage. To go back into, and yes, I'm walking into my dining room that also doubles as my fish room, that under the right mooding with this light could be a rave club. Let's drop some molly and have some fun with some fish. Kidding. So clean stuff, I'm anal as hell about cleaning, so that doesn't, you know, affect me that much. For people getting into the hobby who haven't done salt before, keep in mind salt creep can really mess your stuff up, especially the house around where you keep your tanks. Like I said, I do these walls all the time to keep them clean, but you will have to at some point sand them back down and possibly repaint where you get enough salt creep, even if you're wiping them down all the time. It's just something you can't avoid. If people saw when I just did kind of the close-up on the tank, yeah, I did end up putting the rest of my fish and my coral in there. I couldn't wait any longer. As you'll see, the turbine area, I've got the red gonoporia here in the corner, my bubble coral, which is coming back from the tank crash, the Sympodia, and the trumpet in the back. I took some of the water out of the 54 that was already good and cycled and put in here just for the fact I kind of drained it down some midnight and did that. I just want to get this 54 broke down. I really want to get everything into 120 just so I can focus all attention on that, and I'm having to feed and monitor both tanks, so I'm just putting everything in here. I know it's early. I did not let it fully cycle. Probably not the best thing to do. That's gotten me in trouble before. I'm going to try it. Hopefully won't have problems. But again, the Adventures in Drunk Fish Keeping episodes are brought to you by me. I fund them myself. I buy my own beer and buy my own tanks. I do this for fun, one, and to give you guys any education, or if you got questions, comments. If you got questions, put them in the comment section. I'll make a video on a question. If you really have an interesting question, I'll answer it, or I'll do something, but it'll be cool. here in probably the next week or so, I'm actually going to stop by my local LFS. I was just talking to the owner of that today. I'm probably going to do a whole video in his store and have him talk to you guys too, and really show you the cool side of the hobby from the storefront perspective of it versus just someone in their house, and kind of let you guys see one, the fresh waters, the salt waters, he's got a few kind of cool weird salt waters, just to kind of show you guys all the different stuff you can do. And that video will probably be coming about the next week. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. I'm going to keep doing the videos. You know, there's a different alcohol choice you guys want to see. Normally I just do beer. One of these days I might throw some liquor in there too. But it does kind of get hard to do the videos after a couple glasses of liquor, because then I start kind of sounding like Porky Pig trying to say that's all, folks. So, guys, if you have any questions, comments, put them down below. I appreciate it, and have a good night.